Annyeong and welcome to Hallyujuku, starring Brandon Cooper and myself, Petey Rave. This is episode 59, Brave Brothers, K-pop's clip-on tie. Enjoy! Buenos nachos, amigos, and welcome to another fantastic episode of Hallyujuku. I'm Petey Rave, your man with no plan. Here with me is none other than Brandon Cooper, aka King Kaz. How you doing, Kaz?
I am doing well. We're calling a reshoot on Two Nerdy Black Guys because the audio was bad. But other than that, this is an exciting week for motherfucking K-pop. If you are not excited about what we were getting ready to talk to, unfucking subscribe.
Let's get right to it. Of course, we talk about what's new, and the main big thing that's new that just dropped like a bad habit, like a hot potato, just dropped on our laps. The amazingness that is the amazing girls of 4 Minute with their new single Michia, aka Crazy.
Yes. You know what's funny? I didn't have to open it because I've had it open since yesterday.
Yeah. So they came back with a track called Crazy, Michia. Completely different concept from the last couple of times. A lot more aggressive, a lot more hip hop, and a lot more amazing.
Yes.
Not that I haven't loved the last couple of tracks. The last couple of tracks have been fun. You know, Brave Brothers is, does this thing. But they broke free of Brave Brothers. And they went in-house with some producers, and I'm wondering why the hell they didn't do that before. Because this track is amazing!
Okay, hold. Now, this song, that beginning part, I'm sure I've heard that somewhere before. I think I heard it in a Hyuna song before, right?
Possibly. I don't know. Maybe.
That build up to right before she starts talking. I know I've heard it somewhere before.
Yeah. But yeah, this is there's just so many aspects to the song and video that is amazing. First of all, they make bucket hats acceptable. Because
it had they're doing this cool thing where you can't really see their face, so all their names are on the hats, so you know kind of who's who, and it just comes off really cool, you know. Also, okay, hold on, time out, right? First of all, right out of the gate, I am a mark for Hyuna, right? Yes. You fucking Hyuna could be selling tampons, and I'm like, I don't need them, but I'm gonna buy them. Yeah. She could be selling war. She could be selling the literal fact of we're gonna kill a bunch of people because I'm Hyuna, and I'm like, where do I sign up? So, there are a few ladies in K-pop that I am a mark for: Mimsy, Hyuna, and Amber, and one cat. From GI. Those people, you just put them any product placement and I'm buying it. So right now, 4 Minute is what Hyuna's selling and I'm buying it.
Yes.
And even on top of that, it was an amazing track. It was just so fucking good, man. This was the thing me and Petey were talking about the other week when we had that really kind of slow song from 4 Minute. Yeah. We were like, they're going to do something high tempo. Yeah. Because that is what 4 Minute is known for.
Yeah. And then they certainly delivered. Yes. They delivered with a track that it didn't overstay on, it didn't overdo certain parts. It had a good pace to it. It went from the kind of the short raps to the singing really well to the pre-chorus to the chorus. It segmented things really well. And God, that moment, that mischievous smile from Hyuna right there in that part. She's like, that smile, that gets me every time. It gets me to my soul every time. And there's so many aspects to the song and the video that works really well. The kind of keeping the simple black and white aspects to it. Making sure to include Ji-yoon's green hair for this comeback, it as one little just touch in the middle of the video.
Mm-hmm.
The dance was just so on point. The choreography was just so on point. Like not just that part. That's the getting the booty in the face, but just the chorus choreography where they're doing the waves and then that kind of transition with their hand and doing those little touches with their hands. All of it was just all those little nice touches. It was paced really well. It was so energetic and like it was so good. It's good.
No,
it was so
it
damn
was
good.
It was definitely good. Like I'm so sold on this whole concept.
We've been wanting this for a while. So we've been wanting something like this for a while, and I've said it multiple times. I've been wanting a strong kind of swag girl group with swagger, and I've said that Mamamoo has delivered that certainly as well in their own way, but for a minute kind of decided, well, you know what, we're gonna do it. Like they've had up tempo songs before, but they've always been just kind of cute and not cute in 8-pink cute, but more high tempo with some cuteness. It didn't really have an aggression. It just kind of had a fun frivolity to it more than anything. But this one, they just have really great aggression to it, and it just was just such a good, well-made song that just a fantastic all around, just like from top to bottom was just I don't know, I just keep repeating myself, but it's just so much to say about it. Like the vocals are on point. Jiyoon's raps were just fantastic. Like she really kind of put her stamp on the song. Like she kind of had that that she permeated her personality into like her raps so well. It's just like what else can we say, Kaz? What else?
The video, we talked about the video, we talked about the song, we talked about how amazing it is, we talked about how if you're not listening to this and rocking out to this 4-minute song right now, you're doing yourself in fucking justice. We also got to hear a little bit of a sneak peek of a lot of the stuff that's going to be on the album.
Yeah, we courtesy of Reddit. I'm still waiting to purchase this officially, but somebody did upload it onto Reddit, onto YouTube, and they had the album discussion on Reddit. And it had a bunch of really good tracks on it. Tracks that we heard snippets of in teasers. In things like Stand Out was pretty good. A couple of other tracks, of course, the track we had heard of previously, the ballad, kind of the pre-release track. And
I also love the when we were talking about this amongst ourselves, the comment that you said caught your attention.
Yeah. Oh yes. The comment, it was on Reddit. Yes.
Yeah, you said top Reddit comment, K-pop, do you now understand what is possible when you cut the Brave Brothers' umbilical cord?
Yes. Credit to Don't Hurt Me Bro on Reddit. /u/Don't Hurt Me Bro. Credit to him. Mm-hmm. It says, K-pop, do you now understand what is possible when you cut the Brave Brothers' umbilical cord? And yes, sir. So it's very easy to rag on Brave Brothers because he has no original ideas. No, but because he does have that very specific sound that he kind of on every level rehashes a lot. He does, I will give him credit, he does find, once a group starts to establish itself, he does put a distinct stamp on different groups that he works with. Like, you can, he gives AOA tracks. He gives 4 minutes, 4-minute tracks. And then but at the same time, groups that haven't established themselves tend to just get the rejects of those two, like groups, basically, or like 2 or 3 groups that he works with. Like, let's say Spica S, their work with Brave Brothers. They had to personally elevate with their vocal prowess a reject AOA song and Give Your Love. Like, if we're being honest with us, I was like, the other groups that they work with, they kind of just get like the songs that he didn't get that he didn't think were good enough for AOA or for a minute. Like, and they all kind of sound the same. So, but they become hits. So they work with the same guy. But then when so many people work with the same guy who does a lot of the same things over and over again, it creates a lot of same. And then, which is not great for those of us who want to hear variety. But, and the reply, I think really sums it up. He, give credit to rhinoreno. Fantastic name, by the way. I feel like Brave Brothers is for mid-low, mid-tier, groups that help them stay relevant. But if you're trying to be serious, then you have to ditch him afterwards. It's like Brave Brothers is a clip-on tie. It gets the job done, but eventually you're going to have to move on to a real life. To a real tie. It's like Brave Brothers is a clip-on tie. I think we just have our episode title. Thank you to rhinoreno. But yeah, 4 minute. It's gonna be such an amazing comeback. I'm ready for them to start slaying on music shows now.
Oh my god, dude! This, like, of all the songs right now, though, but this song on music shows. Oh my god! And like you said, how on point that dance is, and we've known 4 minute for years. That dance is going to be refined and tight by the time they're doing it on music shows. So.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god, it's gonna be a good year. Like I'm already at this point where I want to champion 4 minute as our group of the year. Like
our group,
like mark me down right here, right now. This is Kaz putting in his vote for motherfucking 4 minutes Hallyujuku female group of the year. Like, oh my god, so sold on this right now.
But yeah. 4 minute. Check them out. It's fantastic. But moving on, because we have to move on. We can't spend a whole half an hour on 4 minute, as much as we want to. Kaz, what else is new for you music wise?
A little bit of a spoiler for myself. So, as we've been talking about, we've been following the show No Mercy, which is a show, where they take, I don't know why I don't know how to describe this. No Mercy is a show where they take a bunch of young trainees and kind of make a reality show of it and do all this little stuff of them coming up and coming along. And they recently came off of episode 9, right?
Mm-hmm. Episode 9, yeah.
And they were... where the prize was they get to work with some different artists or whatever.
Yeah, they worked with, it was divided into 2 teams. They each got to work with a couple of producers, one producer and a couple of the people that he wanted to help on the track. One team had Giddy Boy and a couple of the people that he wanted to help out. Giddy Boy, Mad Clown, and Ju Young. And the other team had Genius No Chang and Vasco, and somebody else that I don't remember. I feel bad about, but they had Vasco and Genius No Chang on that team. And the winner got their song released. And spoiler alert, this is a song that got released, so obviously this is the team that won. So, as you were saying, Kaz.
So this song is Gilly Boy, Mad Clown, Ju Young, featuring some of the boys from No Mercy. And I wasn't going to do it at first because I haven't got to watch the episode yet, but it's a pretty good song. I like it. There's some parts about it that I'm not super sold on, but I like it enough, and I thought it was fun and interesting that I was like, hey, you know what? It's something that if I had watched the episode, I'd talk about anyway, so I might as well.
Yeah, I would say it's a good track. I would say it's even better when you watch it on the actual episode and watch the performance. Like, I feel like the performance does a really good job of making the song. It kind of establishes the song. Like, I think the performance is a big part of it. Like when you see it live, like, there's little points that, there's little parts of it that work really well performance wise. Like, Juhan, when he does this, I'm number one, he has his ranking tag on. So he specifically points to, I'm number one, and points to it. And when he says, I'm going after the tiger, he looks directly at, Vasco. He looks directly at Vasco. And I think, and I swear, in this video, I think they show a little, like, thing of Vasco kind of faded in. And it's coming up right now here in a second. I could swear that when he says, I'm going after the tiger, which is the point of the song in the performance where he's going after the tiger, that's Vasco right there. I'm like, well, that was a cool touch. And I'm wondering if Vasco came in to do that part, just to kind of provide him that little thing. Because that was a cool little addition and it made that part of the performance. But yeah, it's a cool track. I would say still look forward to checking out the episode because the performances are pretty good. Actually, both of them were pretty good. And it was I to the point where I wasn't sure. Had I not already seen that this song was a winner, I don't know if I would have been absolutely sure who would have won. Like, the performances were pretty on par with each other. Like, it was a tight race. Like, you could see it. I think there was one defining factor, and probably a big reason why they chose the elimination that they chose, that made the losing team probably the loser. But as far as, like, the whole performances, they were pretty, like, neck and neck. But yeah, No Mercy. Go check out No Mercy. Pretty soon, they're also the next episode, or at least the next mission. I don't know about the next episode, because you know how it is with the missions on this show. It might be 2 or 3 episodes, but the next mission is the final decision mission. They announced another spoiler. They announced that the final team is going to be 7.
Okay.
So, which puts the possibility of getting all 3 rappers in the group. Or not. We don't know yet. It could be 2 rappers. So we're going to have to see. If IM stays in there. I have a sneaky suspicion that he's going to stay in there. I think that's the reason why they kind of tossed him in the middle, because they're like, let's throw him in there and have him win, have him be part of the team. It's like, all right, they had this training. Which is
what everybody's thing was in that other episode. They were like, dude, like, we feel like something's up because you were thrown in here at the last minute. Like, you're gated to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way this is set up at this moment is it's getting down to the wire. So you're gated to fucking win. You know, like, we feel like you're just set up to fucking position them as to where they want to be. Like, somebody wasn't fitting their mold, but they were moving along. Like, everybody said that. Like, those boys are fucking smart. They knew what the deal was. They knew this kid was gated to fucking come in and like, take a spot. You know,
we need to put him somewhere. We need to put him somewhere. Let's have him kind of let's have him throw in there. But yeah, it was a cool song. But yeah, what else you got, Cass?
The last one I wasn't super sure about as me and Petey were starting the show, but it's from a group called Very Good. No, I didn't fuck that up.
Very Good.
Their name is Very Good.
Very good, yo.
And it's their song Because of You. It's very kind of J-poppy in its style.
Yeah, a little
bit. And I liked it enough. I'm not super duper sold on it. It's not kind of my favorite thing in the world. This will probably be the last time I listen to it. But I thought it was I don't want to sound that mean, but I thought it was really cool. I thought it was cute, and I kind of liked it a lot. And I know you said you're a little more familiar with this group than I am.
I knew more facts. I know more facts about the group, in that they had recently had to have 3 new members for this comeback. So they're kind of let's just say they're a Nugu group. They're Nugus. And they've kind of had to go through at least a couple of reiterations, and at this point have only have one original member left. So it's we'll have to see how long they'll last. We have to, if we're ever going to talk about them again. But this was a cute song. This is a cute song. It was nothing special. I like that they got themselves an Expedia product placement. You know, that's nice. I mean, they at least we know that the music video garnered some revenue.
Right.
It garnered some revenue, so that's good. It's some nice shots.
They made some money on this.
It's nice. Yeah, some nice footage. You know, it was pretty. But that's all that needs to be said about Betty Good. Betty Good, yo. Sort of good.
It's kind of a silly play on a thing, yes. Which is what caught my attention, because I didn't know about this group before this.
Yeah.
And like I said, the style is very, and when I mean J-poppy, it's like very soft and cute and egg-yo, you know, like.
There's like old school SES, old school A-Pink, old school Sunyeshide,
right.
Like current G-friend girlfriend, you know.
Yeah. Very, very kind of, and it gave me a reminder of some AKB stuff, like kind of the general stuff you get from AKB. So that's kind of what caught my attention, but that's also not what I really like anymore.
Yeah.
In kind of girl pop.
I'm wondering where they shot this. I'm trying to figure out which coast was this. Was this in Cali or was this in Miami?
It looks very Miami.
And some of the beach shots, it looks very Miami, and I'm wondering if I could have hung out with these girls. They're not unattractive.
No, they're pretty cute. I'll give them that.
Yeah. But yeah, very good. Sort of good. But yeah, moving on to some of the stuff that caught my attention music-wise. A collaboration track, between a couple of big heavyweights, in one heavyweight in the Mando Pop universe in Chinese, market, and a heavyweight, in the J-pop market. We had Jolin Sai, with her song "I'm Not Yours," featuring Namie Amuro, and it is actually a kind of a fun track. Like it's very bombastic. It's very kind of like something you would expect from say Britney Spears, like several years into her career when she's already like the baddest bitch and she doesn't have anything, you know, where she's just like bragging, or even like Britney Spears now, especially.
Yes, very, very now Britney.
Yeah, now Britney, where she's very bombastic and she's like, "Oh right, you know what? I know I kind of went crazy, but I'm still Britney bitch, you know, like or you know, that kind of artist that's out there." And for good reason, because in the Chinese, you know, market, Jolin Sai is that artist that's been around and is that top established artist, and so is Namie Amuro, who kind of is has established her own career. But yeah, this is very much that style of track. It's very much a female-centered solo singer pop track, but it's kind of fun and it's kind of bombastic and it has a really cool energy to it, and the video is fun, and Namie Amuro's English is perfect. You know, there's really nothing wrong with it. I mean, you know, mirror on the wall. I something mirror on the wall.
Yeah, like it was kind of the first thing that caught my attention is the use of English in it, and then how not good it is.
And let's point the culprit where it should be. It was mostly Namie Amuro. God bless her. Because Jolin Sai is pretty on point. Because I think if you're in major player in either the Hong Kong or, you know, Chinese market, you know a fair amount of English, just on some level. It's every entertainer I've seen, either Hong Kong, Thailand, China, has been fairly fluent in English. on some level, especially ones that reach out internationally. So she's okay, but the parts where Nami Yamato declares that she's the smallest girl of all, I'm like, well, you're Asian. I imagine that's the case, but you're pretty short.
And then you read it, and you're like, you meant to say smart.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
The video.
But no, I thought I did. Oh, I just almost knocked my mic over. But I did think it was a fun, interesting song. Like, it did grab me on a fun level. Like, I would go back and listen to it again. But man, that first time through, you're just like, huh? Wait, what? Like, it does do a little bit of that to you.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a fun track. This is a perfect track to bump at a gay bar. Like, this is perfect. And then you're all in there, just all on the dance floor, and you're just like, yeah, work, bitch. And it's beautiful. Like, it's just perfect. Like, you just get on the floor and just work and get dance. Yeah, it is a fun track. It is a fun video. I like the we're women and we're seducing these men and we're turning them into donkeys. So it's like a fun track, and it much better production value than you see in a lot of Asian pop, music. Yeah, this is fun. But yeah, moving on to a recommendation from our mutual co-host, DJM. One that I definitely really enjoyed. One that rocks and rolls. A group by the name of, I'm going to say Bradio. Bradio or Bradio. With the song Hit Parade. It's a really cool rockin' song. Like, it has a really cool style to it. It's very rock and roll, like, specifically. Like, I don't just say that.
Yeah.
I don't just say that, like, as a catch-all term for some rock music. I mean, like, it really sounds like actual, like, rock and roll music. And it has a very cool, like, suave feel to it. A very cool style to it. It reminds me of, like, all this, basically what Bruno Mars has been trying to do lately, but, like, I think a little bit better. But a little bit more rocking, less funk. But it still has a little bit of the funk, but it's very rock and roll, and I dug it. Like, the guitar work was really cool. The singing, the vocals were pretty on point. The video was simple and fun. Like, I think the one thing that I noticed about the video was that Wes Anderson pan, that fixed camera pan that you mainly that pan all the way from one end of the room to the other, that you kind of see mainly in, like, Wes Anderson movies. I don't know if you noticed that, but that's, like, the first thing I noticed was, like, the.
I didn't notice it at first, but now that you mention it, yeah, it's
like that Wes Anderson thing, like. But that's just really cool, and like the premise of the video is pretty cool, and I just really dug this track. I'm glad DJM recommended this to me.
No, I am too. Like, he mentioned it, and we were like, no, we'll definitely check it out. And he was like, yeah, it could be something, for Hallyujuku or not. And I was like, no, we'll check it out. It'll probably be something Hallyujuku, and it is very Hallyujuku. Like, it is very in our wheelhouse, the type of stuff that we want to let people know about, and like to have that interesting feel for, and then grow to know more about and become a fan of. Like, this is the type of stuff that we love, and like, thank you, DJM, for the recommendation, because I'm definitely going to want to check out more Bradio now.
Yes. I checked out a couple of their videos. I checked out this one. Checked out, I think, Golden Liar is another cool track. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check out some of their other stuff. It's really cool stuff. It rocks and rolls, like I said. Let's move on. I'll move on to the next track. Another Japanese release, but this time by a K-pop artist. We have After School with one of the Japanese releases, and Shine. This just kind of, like, appeared, like, on my subscription, because now at this point I've subscribed to Avex Network as well, because, you know what, I'm going to check out some J-pop this is the place to check it out. This is one of the labels. So checked it out, and they had dropped a track by After School, and it's a really cool. It's a nice track. Like it's it's kind of a ballad, but it's more of a like empowerment ballad. Less than it's a love ballad or anything else. It's like, I'm gonna shine like a flower, like, and it's actually really well done. Like, it is another instance of a K-pop artist working with somebody in Japan and kind of stepping up their game just by virtue of working with somebody in Japan, or at least getting something at least interesting and different. Similarly to how many people think, and I tend to agree, Girls' Generation's Japanese albums are just a little bit better than many of their Korean, if not more, all of their Korean albums. I would say it's better than many of their Korean albums, but I definitely understand where that's come from, because it's just a different crew. And they work on different stuff, and they have a different style, but that's just so much better done better. I don't know. This was a really cool track. What did you think of After School's Japanese release?
I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was really cute. I thought it was like you said. I did think it was interesting. It was not what you kind of expect from After School.
Yeah.
We've been talking about kind of the decline of After School and the rise of their subunits.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I thought, like, I thought it was really interesting. I thought it was cool. I liked it, and it didn't bother me. Like, how I always say I'm bothered when I hear K-pop groups do Japanese.
Yeah.
Like, this didn't do that to me.
Yeah.
Like other songs have done, where you can kind of really tell, like, you're like, man, there's something off here. Like, I didn't get that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely something where it definitely worked a lot better in this than you would normally see. And I would say it's funny because, like, the last time we saw After School as a group, they were pole dancing with like fake tattoos, and that was back with their First Love comeback, and they haven't done anything since in Korea. So it's interesting to kind of see them come together and do a good release, especially post their recent graduation. And I do hope for success for After School, the group, even though I know I'm a orange caramel mark. And I do think that is at this point kind of their strongest. It's basically the only thing that's making that entire company money is After School. From what I hear, like it literally is the only thing that's making them any revenue. Like, everything else is kind of a flop in that entire company. So they kind of are relying on Orange Caramel, understandably, and the members of Orange Caramel, especially as you can see with the recent solo debut of Lizzie, like, but I do go back, and I kind of going back to this makes me realize that I probably shouldn't want the demise of After School, because Nana specifically. Mm-hmm. What fits her style personally, and I think where she feels more comfortable, is with the more mature, sexy concepts that are in After School. So I don't want to deprive her of that when that's kind of her home. That she does the Orange Caramel stuff well, and she performs well in that. But what she's more comfortable in her element is in the stuff that they do in After School proper, After School Prime, if you want to say. So, I do hope that they kind of turn things around as a whole group and they start to succeed. And this is a really cool track to hopefully put them on the map that way. But yeah, moving on from that to we're going back to how we were with 4 Minute and their pre-release. We're going to have a pre-release, track from a comeback, or actually a debut that we are both highly anticipating, that we're kind of jonesing for. I mean, we're pretty satiated with this 4-minute comeback, but we're still like, Amber. So Amber's, so we know Amber's coming back next week. And we have it on our calendar. It's gonna be, it's gonna be cool. But we got a kind of a pre-release lyric video, for one of her, for one of the tracks on her album called Beautiful. I looked at this. I was like, I didn't want to watch it because I thought it was one of those like unofficial, like, Marble Teeth music, audio releases or whatnot. I was like, no, I'm going to wait for the actual official album and I'll support it that way. But this was actually like an actual official release, and it was, the lyrics on the screen with shots, childhood, teenhood photos of Amber and Jackie, her sister, and her family, and her dad and her mom, with lyrics kind of that are actually, if you check out the translated lyrics, are actually pretty personal and really cool to kind of see that side of her and see her get to express that side of her, and kind of her self reassurance in the song. It's like a song of self-reassurance that she's been through a lot to get to this point, but she's pretty happy with who she is, and she's going to be pretty happy with who she is, and all the people that were in her life helped her be that way. And it was it kind of, it gave you the feels. Gave you the feels, man. Did you feel the feels, Kaz?
I mean, come on. Didn't I already talked about the fact that I'm a mark for fucking Amber and and Jenna, so of course it gave me the feels. Like, yeah. Like I love me some like stuff.
Amber.
It's just Amber.
If so, 4 Minute is going to have a head start, so I would love to see them win on music shows, but I kind of, because they've already done it, I kind of want to see Amber just slay all the music shows.
Damn it.
Like, I want to see her slay all the music shows once she starts to be eligible. And, she's it's just going to be nice and beautiful. It's just going to be a great, beautiful moment. Because, like, it's funny because, like, it's going to be a moment for a lot of people because everybody knows Amber. She is friends with everybody in K-pop, and I think it's evident by the fact that apparently she is getting everybody in K-pop as a guest, cameo on her debut music video. She's calling in Amber calling in every favor from all her friends for Shake That Brass solo debut. She's well known for knowing everybody. And apparently, like, the confirmed people in this picture are, and it goes like this, Misae's Min and Gia, Tsunyoshite's Hyoyeon, they're really good friends, GOT7's Jackson, GOD's June Park, Taeyeon is no doubtedly going to make an appearance. She's the guest vocalist on the track. We can only assume Ellen might be there. Of Crayon Pop, because we know that they're friends, God knows, if this turns out to kind of be like Lim Chang-jung's music videos where there's like billions of cameos left and right, I'm all for that, and it's going to be really fun to see. But this further solidifies my belief that Amber is a capo di tutti capi of the English-speaking mafia in K-pop. And she's finally, she said so long ago, she kept meeting with these people. She says, one day I will call upon you for a favor, and you will, and hopefully you will do me that favor without asking any questions. And it's like, she decided she finally called them favors. She called them favors. It's like, hello. It's like, oh, hi, Amber. Okay.
So, I always love to give these little fourth wall breaking things to stuff that's going on, right? I wanted to do Kick Is. I don't know how to say his name.
I think it's just Kiss. I think it's supposed to be pronounced just Kiss. Or Kiss.
Featuring Sonny, but there was only the teaser out. And I was like, man, I thought this video was going to be out by the time we started recording. Guess what? They posted it 50 minutes ago. God damn it!
Damn it! God damn it!
You know what to listen to for next week, folks. That's what
you know what? I'm going to say I'm going to listen to it. And I'm not going to do a reaction video. I'm actually just going to cut this and we'll talk about it once we finish.
Mm-hmm.
Was that Giddy Boy in the background? Oh, somebody stole Giddy Boy's glasses in the background. One of those background dancers stole Giddy Boy's glasses. God. Hada has that uncanny ability to transform from this like sexy mature chick, and then suddenly when she wants to, she's like this like little Eggio child, like that's like that looks like a little doll. I'm like, are these two the same people?
Right.
It's like that show makes sense. The title of it, how to on and up. Because like when she's on, she's this like sexy girl, and it's like when she's off, she's like this like adorable, this little like kid. Like, all right, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. So that was Kiss with Beautiful. What did you think of the song?
I really liked it. I don't know much about Kiss. I know I've heard him like kind of featured in some things and stuff like that. And I know you were saying he was part of a group that I am not familiar with at all.
Yeah, it was a group called Dalmatian that I'm not familiar with them at all either. But like, they were a group that had they shorted to. It was. Let me see. I'm looking them up on Wikipedia right now. There was a 6-member group that was formed in 2010, and had a couple comebacks and just kind of it kind of had some controversy with some stuff, and haven't really been truly active since 2014 or really 2013. But now we get we have one of their members going solo under the name Kiss.
It was a really cool song. I fucking love Sonny's part because it's fucking Sonny and I love Sonny.
Yeah, and he makes a really great reference to a song that I mainly know of because our mutual friend Drew and my co-host on Record Breakers kept telling me about it, how it would keep getting played on at the Cavs games, which is what's his face? I think Dre Summon or some of his face.
I don't know.
I ain't got no type.
Yeah, and it's terrible.
It's a terrible song, but it's a meme among like rap community. Just like I'm in love with the Coco. It's a meme. So he goes ahead and drops I ain't got no type. I was like, Sonny. Oh, Sonny.
Yeah.
I love you, Sonny. Him and his big goofy smile every time he's on a variety show.
I know, man. Like, I love that about Sonny. Anytime you see him, he's just kind of like big goofy smile, like wide eyes, like having fucking fun. Like Sonny is so like
he's so positive. That's the main thing. Like that's why you can like he's He's a really good rapper. He does delve into this kind of rapper sometimes. Sometimes, but you know what? You kind of could forgive him because he's such a fun, positive person. Like, and it's just so cool. He's just a cool guy. But yeah, that was actually a pretty solid release. We didn't have to wait a whole week to talk about it. And it was a pretty interesting, cool release. But that's it. We're finally actually finishing up our music talk, and we're gonna head over to our headlines to talk about a few things and happenings in the world of East Asian pop culture. So join us.
Yeah.
We ain't got no type. Well, Kaz has some types. Mostly Amber. Mostly really Amber.
Oh, Amber.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the headlines. Here to talk about topical topics, we are gathered. Talk about some issues, talk about some headlines, talk about some things. I don't know. I never know how to introduce headlines. I just kind of go on this tangent and I don't know. Let's just get started.
Yeah.
So, first off, announcing the winners of the 3rd annual Dramafever Awards.
Woo.
So, last year we talked about the Dramafever Awards. They happened around this time last year. Last year was a lot less fun because it was mostly just airs. It was mostly just like airs wins. Best couple, the couple from airs. Best kiss, the kiss from airs. So on and so forth. But this time there was no errors or show like errors that we were pissed off and annoyed by, and we could actually look at the winners and check out who won and debate that. All right, so let's get started. First of all, an amazing little picture of Kim Jong-kook, our boy. So best variety show, Running Man. It would be hard. We haven't seen that many variety shows. I would say this one is more international popularity than necessarily it having the best year this year.
Yeah, because we were talking a couple of weeks ago about how kind of
Running Man isn't. Running Man is. We love Running Man. It has a place in our heart. But I would argue that a show like One Night, 2 Days, 2 days, 1 night, probably had a lot better of a year this year than Running Man. So I would, as much as fun as it is to see Kim Jong, I imagine part of it is getting Kim Jong-kook to accept the award because he was there in New York. And that's cool. And I love Running Man. I love them getting an award. But I would say, if I were actually picking it objectively speaking, I would say One Night, 2 Days, the show that I'm starting to catch up on. I've actually been enjoying it. It's just a matter of like actually sitting down and catching up.
Which I've been bad at too. I must admit, I've been pretty bad at that.
Yeah, but I have it in a playlist on YouTube, so I have it ready. I can even like share it with you. I have the playlist set up already there, so that I could just keep watching it. But I would say that show had a better year. Even despite the year, I would say the show had a great year. Kim Jun-ho, one of the members, probably didn't have a great year considering his the entertainment company that he was CEO of got embezzled by his partner. And now has to shut down. I just want to give him a shout out and say that I'm wishing the best for him, thinking about him because I'm so worried about him. Like he's such a good guy. Kim Jun-ho, I don't know if you've seen him like in variety shows. He's one of the guys that was on Gag Concert. One of the main guys who was on. He did the skit Boom Entertainment where he was the old lady. He is fantastic. Every show that I've seen him, he just seems like a genuinely good guy, and he got fucked in the ass by some asshole who stole money from him, and it sucks so bad. Like when bad things happen to good people, it sucks so bad. But that aside, interesting choice. This is more popularity pick. All right, best couple. It was won by a show I'm not as familiar with, but I definitely saw that was featured heavily on Dramafever. Surprise. Furukawa Yuki and Miki Honaka in Mischievous Kiss 2 Love in Tokyo. Are you familiar with the Mischievous Kiss franchise?
I've heard of it. I have not. One of those shows I always. Oh, I'm gonna watch that. Oh, I'm gonna watch that. Oh, I haven't watched that.
Yeah. It's one of those. It's a J drama, which we haven't really gotten a chance to talk about yet. Which we have to at some point start talking about J dramas. We might have to just ask Snoosh for a recommendation. We might have to just ask our friend Snoosh for a recommendation one of these days for a J drama.
I don't think she watches very many J dramas.
Yeah, that's true. We're gonna have to ask somebody for a recommendation.
Yeah. We might have to go back to Bryce again.
Yes. I don't even know if he watched. I think he just listens to J-pop. Damn it! All right, we're just gonna have to do our own homework. We're gonna have to work for ourselves. We're gonna have to work for ourselves for once. All right, so best kiss, Gong Hyo-jin and Join Sung of It's Okay, That's Love. Of course, I've talked many times about how much I love this show. And I'm glad that they won for something. I probably would have put them at best couple as well, but they did have some good kisses on that show. And it's one of the best parts is actually how mature not mature as in like dirty, but mature the show was, and how open it was in, discussing like sex, and the fact that the characters were going to have sex at some point, like what other drama can you think of where the characters openly talk about the prospect of them having sex? Like you can't really think of much. Like it was a really cool thing. And then of course they had fantastic kisses, and we had an acceptance speech from Gong Hyo-jin herself. Best bromance went to Ju Sang-wook and So Kang-jun of Sly and Single again. So Kang-jun being the dude from Roommate as part of Surprise that people forget is part of Roommate because he never appears anymore. Now that it's basically been the Jack G show, Jackson and Young G. He's kind of one of those ones that kind of get forgotten. Like I forgot the veteran actress was on that show anymore. Like she appeared, it's like, wait, you're on the show still? Oh. But yeah, this another show that I haven't checked out, but I keep seeing things about. Rising Star, Lee Jung-shin of Temptation. Not familiar, but I'll try to check him out. Fan favorite, Join Sung of It's Okay, That's Love. Deserved it, for sure. Toyota Camry boldest moment. So the Dramafever Awards on the rise.
Right.
They've got their
Toyota Camry award. What?
Emergency couple, which I need to finish. I started that show.
Yeah, same. I started it and I did not finish it.
I think because I know that they're going to end up together, but I don't want them to end up together because I know they're the two leads.
Oh, you know what I remembered? We were supposed to do Gong S a long time ago, and I don't think we ever did.
I think we did. Yeah, I think we did. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or talked about how it was also called Princess Hours and how my aunt watched it. She told me it was like she watched it. It's like, I know this one. It's like, you do? Yeah. It's all called Educating the Princess. It's like,
right. And it had that moment for me of like, oh god, I don't want them to end up together. Like,
specifically because of how it started. Like, they were miserable together. Why would you want them to be together? I want them to find new, find peace with each other and be friends and not hold a grudge against each other, but then find their happiness once they find peace with each other. But I haven't finished it, so I don't know. We know they end up together. But if I'm wrong, go ahead and let me know. Best actress Song Ji-hyo. I love her with all of my heart. She is she is on my list of people that that I will marry her. And I just decided.
No, I'm gonna let you finish going through the awards.
I'm gonna let you finish. Best actor, Join Sung of It's Okay, That's Love. Best movie, Secretly Greatly. Basically the Kim Soo-hyun vehicle. Best Japanese drama, Mischievous Kiss to Love in Tokyo. Best Chinese language drama, Fall in Love with Me. But I'm not familiar. I haven't watched too many. We haven't really watched too many Chinese dramas either. There's some stuff to check out there. I know that.
Yeah.
Best Korean drama, Emergency Couple. Popularity award, I would say. And that's it. I would argue that It's Okay, That's Love was the best drama of this year, but I think that's just I'm a little biased.
I also a lot of these. Once again, and I understand it's Dramafever's award show, or one's Dramafever kind of had a little bit of a hand in that one,
Yeah. Well, I mean, the only one that they produced this year, personally, was Tomorrow's Cantabile. And that didn't win any awards.
But I think they also might have had something to do with either Emergency Couple or It's Okay That's Love. One of them.
I don't think they had a hand in It's Okay That's Love. Maybe Emergency Couple, but I don't think so. Let me see.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was quite the same this year.
No. I'm not saying it. I'm just saying it's one of those things where I understand it's their award show. That's all well and cool, but it's definitely like the ones Dramafever pumped the most are the ones that seem to have fun.
But hey,
in some way or another,
a win by a cable drama. Because one thing to note, Emergency Couple was on TVN, the cable drama, and it was the show that was proceeded that came right after the end of the run of Reply 1994. So some representation of the cable dramas, which is really nice. So, but aside from that, what kind of your overall impression, kind of who won the drama?
I know from what I started to watch of Emergency Couple, I really kind of liked it. So that was fun. Like that show definitely deserved to win. I know you really liked It's Okay That's Love. I never finished it, but from what I watched of It's Okay That's Love, I really really liked it.
It is such a it hits your heartstrings, that show, like such feels. And it's so smart and so well made and so respectful of the subject matter. And the fact that and go back to the same thing, I keep repeating myself, it humanizes mental illness, which is like such the major thing that's amazing about that show. But
which was what we wanted from Good Doctor, but didn't really get.
Yeah, no, didn't quite get it. It did some good, but it didn't quite get it. It was well done. That show was still a pretty good show, but it had its flaws. It's okay. That's all. It had its flaws, I will admit. To maybe some of the didn't quite develop the female lead that well, but at least didn't focus him enough on her. But I think it was just really well done. Just overall, it was a beautiful drama, and I think that would have been my objective pick, really honestly. But yeah, I think overall it's pretty good. Pretty good picks for a pretty good, well spread set of picks. Booked well. Put the titles with the people that needed it. But yeah, overall, I'm looking forward to what comes from Dramafever this year. They're also one of the cool things that they talked about in this award show is they talked about the things that are coming onto Dramafever in the upcoming year. And one of the interesting parts that they mentioned was they showed like a teaser and stuff like that. One of the things that they're going to bring the movie that I was kind of interested in checking out was Lee Min Ho's movie Gangnam Blues, aka Gangnam 1970, which is going to be a movie about basically about the Gangnam real estate in 1970s and like the kind of the back and forth and drama and like underground influence back then, and it's going to be kind of cool and mafia influenced and like nostalgic in a way, and it seems cool. It seems interesting from like the stills and from the story synopses that I've seen, or synopses that I've seen. So that one's gonna be cool, and we're getting some cool shows upcoming as well. But yeah, and of course Running Man, more Running Man. But speaking of Running Man, the next headline is going to be interesting. China Lion to release Running Man in somewhere only we know in North America and Australasia. So China Lion has bought the rights to Running Man from mainland China's Wanda Media Group and somewhere only we know from Hong Kong's distribution workship for Australia, New Zealand, and North America. Running Man will open on January 29th in Australia and New Zealand, January 30th in the United States and Canada. The group said in a statement, while Somewhere Only We Know will open February 12th in Australia and New Zealand and February 13th in the United States and Canada. So what are these two things? Well, Running Man We Know is the show we love, but this is actually going to be a theatrical version of the Chinese version of Running Man, aka Run Brother.
This is something we've heard mentions about of this Running Man movie that we've heard kind of, whispered about.
And
I guess this is us getting news on it, but goddamn, this article is really roughly written. It just brings up more questions than answers, And
I'm trying to find. All right. Okay, I'm trying to find the. Okay, there it is. Somebody put this on the. All right, somebody put it on Reddit, and then they also shared the trailer, which I'm going to go ahead and link you to.
Oh yeah.
Which is interesting. And it's definitely an interesting trailer, and you can definitely see the big budget of it. And it almost feels like, you know what it feels like? It feels like the freaking Power Ranger movie. It has that feeling of like suddenly that thing that in this low budget form suddenly is in this high budget cinematic form, and it's like it's like what? And it looks cool. Of course, it's the Chinese version, so it includes a lot of people that we're not as familiar with, like Angela Baby and a few of the other actors and media personalities. But it definitely has that personality and humor to it. And
but there is Kim Jong-kook in here.
And Kim Jong-kook, we do have Kim Jong-kook who appeared in this to kind of give us that line, to the part, to the show that we're familiar with. But what's your impression of this trailer? And
I remember us talking about it when we first heard this concept, right? And now that I'm looking at this, right, I automatically get the Jackass feel that I wanted,
Yeah.
Because remember we talked about, it wouldn't be a bad thing if it felt like a Jackass movie,
Yeah.
And that is kind of how it comes off in this trailer. And I kind of wish I got to see the people I know more,
But
I wish it was kind of more of the, the Korean Running Man, maybe with the bringing in the Chinese Running Man and some of the Running Men from other places kind of thing,
Or maybe do the one episode they did for the Chinese Running Man where they basically did China versus Korea. That was that was like the first episode. They do another instance of that, both versions of Running Man. But it's very much what they picked up was the Chinese version of Running Man, so it would have to be dependent on what I'm doing something like that.
I bet you that was maybe an initial thought, but the Koreans are really busy people. All of them do multiple shows, do dramas, other variety shows that take a lot of time to shoot and produce, and maybe dedicating this much time to one project just wasn't in the cards for everyone,
Except maybe Kim Jong-kook, who hasn't really had a release in a while.
Right. He had another variety show that he was working on. I don't think
he had that one about safety or some shit like that.
Yeah. But
that's Running Man.
It's just one of those things where, but
I'm looking forward to it.
I am looking forward to it as well. That's what I was trying to say. I don't want to come across like we're not looking forward to it. I think we're both kind of excited about this. We're both probably going to check it out. It may even make us check out some episodes of the Chinese Running Man just to kind of see what's going on,
Yeah. And just the idea of seeing Running Man in a theater is just kind of wild. Instead of in here on my computer screen or over there at most, my TV, when I cast it to that. Seeing it on a movie screen would be kind of wild. All right, but that aside, Running Man, that's one interesting aspect. And I probably should have did it the other order, but let's talk about the other movie. The other movie is interesting because it's Somewhere Only We Know. This is, for those that aren't uninitiated, this is the first project, first activity, or first movie from the newly liberated, or at least about to be liberated. Now, at this point, just that he has an injunction. Chris of EXO, aka Wu Yifan, or as in this article put it, Chris Wu. Wu Yifan, aka Chris, his first movie, his debut movie, Somewhere Only We Know. Are you gonna check this out? If nothing else, as solidarity for escaping the system.
Oh God, I almost died. Yeah, I don't see why I wouldn't check it out. Like, if it's interesting enough, if I think it's good, and if it ends up on Netflix, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this goes over. This movie goes over, and we'll see how his performance is received, or has been. I don't know if it's already been released in China, but it'd be kind of interesting to see if his first foray into acting is well received. But we're gonna have to see. So again, the dates. Running Man in North America is going to be on January 30th or January 29th in Australasia, Australia and New Zealand. And Somewhere Only We Know, Australia and New Zealand on February 12th, and USA and Canada on February 13th. So keep an eye out for, where you can watch those movies. Probably like in that one movie theater that does like the indie movies that in your town. Whatever that one is in your town, that's probably where it's going to be. But yeah, moving on to something else. A fun little article. Crayon Pop finished a comeback song, Let Shin Sedong Tiger Out of the Dungeon. Crayon Pop had finished recording their comeback song with acclaimed producer Shin Sedong Tiger, which I mentioned earlier today in a Facebook post. Photo wall recording with Shin Sedong Tiger composing him. This comeback song is absolutely awesome. Thank you very much for the great song. They put them on a schedule sometime to release in sometime in mid-March, which is delayed from their supposed February comeback because Wei wasn't happy with the bullshit since Tiger gave them the first time. This comes back to something that I didn't mention before, but I'm mentioning this article now for this, which is this great translation release, press release from before, which is, according to Wei, Crayon Pop's comeback is likely delayed as they are still not satisfied with the songs Shin Sedong Tiger wrote. So he got set back to the dungeon rather than have his wealth redistributed. Song better be a hit for his sake at least. And this is what I loved about this, is this establishing further the meme of Crayon Pop being like top thugs that run shit the way they want. Like Shin Sedong Tiger comes in like, yo, I've run this hit and that hit. I've sold this many records and this many downloads on millions. Like, all right, that's nice. Let me see what you got. Nah, you're not good enough. Get back on the drawing board.
Right. Like you've been working for how long, and this is what you brought me? Nah, man, get the fuck back in there, man. Get the work.
What is this? Are you peddling me EXID rejects? Like this stuff that you kid did that wasn't good enough for EXID? Who do you think we are? We're Crayon Pop. Get back in. Get back in there. Like,
yeah. So yeah, it is just funny to think that they were like, no, that's not our style. Please don't come at us like that. No. You save that for them other bitches.
And I love this picture.
Don't bring that here.
I love, if you look at the picture, the look on his face. I kept saying, I said in the comments, the look on his face is like, help me. They won't let me leave. I want to see my family. Help me. And you see Ellen and Gummy, they look affectionate with their arms around his arms. But you know how, if you've seen them do traditional Korean wrestling, you know how strong those girls are. That's them keeping a nice grip on him so he can't escape. Like, you ain't going nowhere. Just nice grip right there. You can see the veins in their hands. That's how strong they're holding that dude down. He's like, I can't escape. But yeah, and I love the thread that somebody said, like, somebody said in the comments, and let me find it. Oh, yeah. Is that how it works? If a group doesn't like the song given to them, they can request it to be changed? It was like, yeah, for Crayon Pop. It's like I love it. The comments like only Crayon Pop, because if the composer doesn't like the song, the group's doesn't listen to the group's demands, then game over. And like requested to be changed is putting it nicely. I imagine Wei was more like, we hired you to write us a roly poly motherfucker, not one of your Fiestar flops. Try again, asshole.
Oh,
shout out to MCF. Those are my Illigen thug queens, and I love them to death. Good. I'm looking forward to Crayon Pop's release, as always. But moving on, we're actually kind of delving into the world of semi-related to anime for a moment. Don't. I know we've established anything but anime thing, but hear us out. It does have a K-pop connection, so hear us out. Ex-Kara member Ji Young looking fine in Assassination Classroom trailer. So former Kara member Ji Young is starring in as Irina Jalovic in an Assassination Classroom live action movie.
Yeah. I've not gotten a chance, as being the de facto anime guy here, I haven't gotten a chance to watch Assassination Classroom, but from what I've heard about the kind of story, the manga and the anime, it's really fun, it's really creative, and just kind of this silly concept that fits so well to, like, fun, you know? Yeah. Like, fun, silly, just, like, over-the-top shit.
Yeah. Like, so, and then, like, the trailer was pretty cool and interesting, like, the yellow teacher character and seeing Ji Young in there. What was your impression of the teaser? Checking that out.
It is so far, like I said, I haven't gotten a chance to watch it yet, but it seems to fit really well into the kind of silliness of the anime. So far, which for anyone who doesn't know, Assassination Classroom is about this demon creature who was going to destroy the Earth and blew up the moon, and makes a deal with Earth that he'll teach a class of students to be able to kill him in a certain period of time, and if they can't, then he will destroy the Earth. So,
damn, now I have to see that.
Yeah,
now I have to see that. Like that's kind of awesome. Like,
and you know, at first the kids are very like, oh, you're like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit, you know, like kind of thing, and you know, they kind of, you know, try to just instantly kill him, and they're just like, you know, fine, you know what, you give us a gun, we'll try to kill you. And he goes and says, all right, look, part of the deal is I can't kill you, but it doesn't say anything about me killing your families, and I've already gone to your houses and I've taken all the name tags off your houses, so I know where you all live. So either like start paying attention in class or things are going to get bad. So it's a really fun, silly thing, and the trailer so far seems to kind of keep with the kind of fun, silly, weird adventure that this is going to be. A lot of visual effects, a lot of weird CG that you could call out, but that's kind of what these Japanese things are. They're just kind of weird, fun, and they try to usually bring to life a lot of the manga and anime. So, from what I'm understanding, she's playing, I think, the counselor.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with the story, but I know it's a very integral role, and it kind of looks spot on, except for the big blue eyes that she's supposed to. But because that part is anime, and you can have a character with giant head-sized eyes if you want.
But she's got the cleavage taken care of. Because you won't have to worry about that with Ji-young.
Yes.
And if nothing else, a good push-up bra will take care of anything that she's lacking. That's just how it works. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I kind of want to. I'm hoping. I'm going to throw this towards DJM. I'm going to see if they'll talk about it on the A3K podcast. Hopefully, and then we'll go check that out. Honestly, go check out the A3K podcast. They're live every Saturday evening. I'm pretty sure they talked about Assassination Classroom, the anime, but I think specifically about the cancellation of some episodes and kind of about censorship in some level. So I'm going to ask him his opinion about the anime. And then hopefully when they talk about the live action trailer and whatnot on the show in the future. So go check out A3K podcast. On one of the several reasons why we don't do anime, because they've got it covered. They've got it covered over there. And DJM has it covered with Nanashi. So speaking of great episodes of anime podcasts, Nanashi anime podcasts, where they talk about painting and stocking with garter belt. If you like to hear DJM go off on people that deserve it, check out the episode where they cover the most recent episode where they cover painting and stocking with garter belt. That is fantastic. That is DJM at his finest, going off. Just absolutely going off on painting and stocking with garter belt. Let's just say he was not fond of it.
No.
Or Gynex.
Painting and stocking is kind of just a fun, silly little thing. I don't know. I have to listen to it because I know he's never liked it, but
he gave it a shot that he just kind of went off on that, on scatological humor in general, on kind of the I'm trying to offend you kind of thing, and it was kind of glorious. It was kind of fun to listen to. So yeah, go check that out. So if you're interested in anime, like I said, we're not going to really cover it here because it's covered. There are great podcasts already doing it. Anime, A3K podcast, Nanashi anime podcast. But while we're plugging things, since that's the end of headlines, while we're plugging things, Kaz, what do you got going on in your neck of the woods?
Right now, it's going to be, plugging the fact that I'm going to be in the DC area. I'm going to be over at, Katsucon, which is somewhere, there. So if you're at Katsucon, hit me up on the Twitter twatters, and we'll hang out and talk and do all those kind of things. I'll probably be somewhere near a K-pop booth. I'll probably start what I'm going to just initially call, and maybe at some point won't change the name, but knowing how lazy me and PD are, we probably won't. Yeah. What I'm going to call at the K-pop booth, yes. Where it'll be like kind of really short 30-second to a minute videos of just me or PD, or me and PD, yes, at a K-pop booth at conventions, looking over the wares, talking about the things that are there. And that'll probably start to cover our convention reports yes, when we go to conventions. There's little short videos, probably no audio from them. We'll talk over them and just be like, oh, there was this, blah, 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 blah. We picked up this. Bye. Kind of really short, concise videos, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. We'll do some short videos, some longer, depending on, we might do some longer where we talk about, where we actually maybe ask and talk to the people running the booths, maybe. Mm-hmm. Maybe talk to a little bit. We'll see. We'll see what inspiration strikes when we are doing our respective things. Because we both got, some, fun adventures to go on pretty soon. But yeah, you can follow him at King Kaz for all that info. Check out, updates from him everywhere. King Kaz, about.me/King Kaz, twitter.com/King Kaz. You can follow me at PD Rave. You can follow the YouTube Rebelli TV. So we're gonna be uploading these videos to Rebelli TV, for all of our adventures. We're gonna try to get into the habit of doing things. I've got the GoPro. I'm in love with the GoPro. I didn't get it for the Lolo. I didn't get it on the Lolo. I bought it legitimately.
Well, you could have got it for a low price.
Well, yeah, I got it for the low price. I got it. Employee pricing. But yeah, I've got the GoPro that actually I'm recording video right now. I might actually edit some of that GoPro footage into this episode just for funsies. But yeah, look for that. And I've got a audio recorder, so we're going to be doing a lot of these adventures. And when we're together, it'll be not just the GoPro, it'll be Kaz's cameras. We'll combine forces like Voltron and have an ultimate production value and shit. Like,
yeah.
Like, that's going to be some beautiful stuff. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. You know, Hallyujuku on Twitter, kpoppodcast.com. Hallyujuku.
But you probably saw the Hallyujuku Twitter freak out last night when that 4-minute video came out. It's like, oh, I read it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for us. Follow things, share, subscribe, like, iTunes, Stitcher. Until next time. Hasta los huevos. Annyeong.
And fighting.
Give it to me straight, doctor. I think you're crazy. Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.